Hey everyone, oh my gosh, it has been a very long time since I've done a video like this. Little rusty. Yeah, so today I was feeling like I want to start off, I'm doing some videos for December because Rock and I are busy. So I kind of want to do something holiday because I'm already in the holiday mood and whatever. So this is being filmed long before Christmas, but we don't care. We love the holidays. So last year I did a painting of like a drawing painting thing of like a cute boy with antlers. So I thought this year I'll do a cute girl with antlers. We'll see how it turns out. And I'm going to be using the Sushi Roll Layer Cakes by Davenport because, I mean, first off, look at these colors. They are gorgeous. And hello, Sushi. Who doesn't love sushi? Okay, no, some of you don't. That's fine. It's fine. I don't judge. Anyway, I loved the greens for some holly and this color for some berries. All of these skin tones can be used for the skin and antlers and hair. Although I probably won't give her brown hair because, you know me, I like to do colorful hair. We're looking at this for hair. Maybe we'll go to the greens. I don't know. I have no idea. We're going to make it up as we go, as we normally do. I'm going to take a brown Prismacolor colored pencil on my Dirt Tea page, which we don't care either because we're going to paint all over it. But I'm going to sketch out a face of a cute, hopefully cute, girl deer thing. I'm going to make her kind of cartoony because I enjoy cartoony stuff. Although for whatever reason, cartoony stuff is harder for me to paint, but we'll see how it goes. Just draw a little eye right there. We're gonna do a 3/4 turned face, so this eye's gonna be a little bigger. And the sketch isn't terribly important because the layer cakes can be put on quite thick to make them opaque, or you can also just use them very thinly like watercolor. Which I'll probably start out making this more like a watercolor, and then I'll like thicken up the layers as I go. Because if you lay down thick watercolor, or if you lay down thick layer cakes, it's kind of like gouache if you're familiar with gouache. But basically if you lay it down thick right away, it's hard to build up on it because it reactivates that bottom layer really easily. So if you layer up with thin layer cakes on the bottom, it doesn't reactivate when you start building on top of it as much. It might a little bit. Also, I have not used layer cakes in a very long time, so I'm a little scared excited about that. I'm not loving the sketch so far, but we'll keep going. To give her like full lips or like the little line cartoony lips. We'll do full lips. They look crooked. I feel like full lips look weird with my cartoony style. It doesn't quite work for me, but the line lips might look weird with the painting. I don't know. We've already gone this far. Let's keep going. Kind of wish I would have made her turned a little bit more, but I didn't. So we're just gonna work with what we got. She's a nice fawn. She's a young'un. Well, no, we'll say she's a doe. She's got a nice long neck. Shoulders, darling, shoulders. And she's got to hold that neck up somehow, so we drew in some muscles. Little collarbone. I love a nice clavicle. Hair. Do I want her hair up or down? Kind of want like holly involved too. Give her a hairline. We'll give her, I don't know what doe ears look like, but you know, probably something close to that. She's a fantasy animal. Creature, not an animal. She's a creature. Those are way off. It's alright though, we're painting over it. Ooh, I could give her like an ear piercing. Of like that kind of thing, and then she'll have some holly berries. Do that. Let's see, now for her actual hair. Oh, maybe I should give her like pearls or something. Or like holly. We'll give her like a little holly decoration down here. Which I actually pulled out other colored pencils to be drawing, to be doing like, oh, that's gonna be a red berry. The things I do, I prepare and then I just forget. But also I can use these colors afterwards for details and whatnot, which I probably will. You know how I like to work. Some more holly berries down here. And then I think I'll add some random berries in her hair when I get her hairstyle done. Girl, what do you want for your hair? Oh, I kind of feel like, okay, let's give her like a fun bob. Like a big, flowy bob. Just gives a nice shape. You know what? I never leave room for antlers. Kimball, when are you gonna learn, bro? Okay, well, we're just gonna give her some little... Oh, I guess she's a doe. You know what? We're breaking the rules. Now she's got little horns right here. Which I guess I could have just given her like holly decorations or something, but looks like she has little cactus horns. Oh, isn't she just the cutest? All right, let's give her hair a little direction to help when I lay down some colors. All right, that looks quality to me. And then I'm just gonna put like, maybe she'll have another piercing here with just a berry in her ear. And then we'll just give her little holly berries throughout, just to have some random colors. And then I think the background might be like a greenish something something. So for the actual background, I'm gonna do like a pale color. Let's see, oh, there's so many pretty colors. So if she's gonna be browns mostly, opposite around, I could do like some blues or periwinkle-y colors, freshwater and eel. I just wanna put in some hint of a background before I start. I should probably activate these, yeah? Excuse me while I spritz. And you don't really want to puddle, like on watercolors you can puddle up, but if the water sets in these it kind of swells just a scotch. Don't really want that. I'm even going to wet the page just a dash to help spread the color around. And I think I'm going to mix some sake and fresh water, which are these two colors. Just put them very lightly on the page. Bring more of the purpley pretty color down here. And there's no right or wrong reason. You just do what you want. Bring that purpley up here just a touch. Adds just a little bit of interest. We can take this all the way to the edge. Bring this blue up here. Didn't really spray this area. And I'm not really gonna layer up or build any colors on this background. So let's try and just fade it out a bit over here. Because that page isn't important. It never is in my book. It's always like my swatch page or scribbly page. It's usually just a swatch page, let's be real. A lot of people wonder why I don't draw on this side. It's because normally I swatch colors out while I'm drawing. All right, let's give her a dry. And since I have this background done, I'm gonna clip this down just because it's not definitely not dry yet, but every time I start using the heat gun, it starts to curl the page. Now I've got a gross thumbprint right there. Good job, Kimball. I feel like putting one down here because that's curling up as well. It's minor, but maybe the clip will bug me more and I'll just get rid of it. All right, now comes the scary part. Let's start layering in some colors. We're gonna go light like the background at first. I picture her just with browns. I don't have a picture of a doe, but I know they have like some white on their face, maybe. We don't care. We'll try and keep it like white in the center. And brown everywhere else. I think the inside of their ears are also white, but we're gonna take a nice pale color that had some blue mixed into it because I'm sloppy. We're just gonna lay down a nice thin layer to start. I wanna pull some of that off just because I wanna keep this lighter in here. A little shading under her nose. I feel like also this might be moving because my camera setup is awful right now, but you know, we're trying. Let's see, I think the ears are kind of like that. I think it has like a white floof in the middle. Give this a dry and start building up layers. Okay, I lied. Before I start doing layers, I'm gonna add brown to her hair. I also lied, I'm gonna do her hair dark brown. That's just what I'm feeling. Maybe I'll add some streaks into it. Never really know. But I do want to block in a lot of the colors so I get a better idea of what my overall picture is gonna look like. Listen, whatever. apparently she's gonna have a chocolate schmear on her face. Maybe I'll give her colorful antlers, since does don't really have antlers. All right, oh, we're keeping it very warm tone. See if I can pull up this little whoopsie doodle on her face. Little soy sauce dripping down your chin. Girl, I know. I recognize. Just a scotch. That was a lot of ink, or a lot of pigment on the brush. Spread that out. Did I get all of her hair for the most part? I think so. All right, let's block in the green, which I love this green color. Putting on a very light coat, not worried about shading or anything yet. I mean, we can always go back in with colored pencils, paint pens, other layer cakes, acrylics. You can do whatever to get the job done, am I right? And we'll add in some of that berry color. This over. It's my little super dirty towel that I use, so I don't use too many paper towels. I like both of these colors for berries, so I will mix them as I choose. Okay, we're getting somewhere, and I might make her lips that same color. Leave a little highlight. So I haven't decided what I want to do about the antler thingies. Ooh, I could do like a dark rum. That's a pretty color. Not very Christmassy though. Not very festive, darling. Let's give her a quick dry and start layering up some stuff. All right, I have no idea where I want to start. I think it would be best to just get the skin done, because I want to actually. Do I want to go that dark, or do I want to do like orangey? Like a pinky orangey might be pretty, but then like this is like, no, I'll save that for her hair. I don't want it to blend in too much. So for the darker color, we're gonna use Sushi as I go right for the dark color. Good job, Kimball. The wrong shade of color. Here we are. We'll start down here. And just start layering it in. Lighting coming from this direction, because it's my favorite way to do lighting, is just coming in from the right. We just slowly build up the colors. I'm still using them pretty much like a watercolor. It's like trying to add shading on a part that's supposed to be white. Make that up as I go. Well, that went on thick. This is a really pretty color. I can actually do the ear quite thick. It's going to be pretty dark back there. Maybe I just won't do the white. It's too tricky for someone as new as I am to painting. Especially without a reference. If I had a reference, maybe I would be more gung-ho about it. But as it is right now, it scares me. And that's okay. Baby steps. Of course, now her nose is all super light. What color did I use? This one? Leave a couple highlights in the forehead area. All right. Now her face all looks a little more cohesive. Let's bring in just a touch of like this peachy color. A little stronger. And that'll blend into the background a bit. Okay, Kimball, pay attention to what you're doing. This pink will kind of sink to the background, and I'm going to be building layers up over it, so I'm not too worried. But I just wanted a little pinkish color in there, a little pink on the shoulders, darling. All right, we're going to dry it and do another layer. I don't know if it's fully dry, but whatevs. We don't really care. I'm going to pick this bluish color. I don't know if you can see. Kind of blending it on my pad, on my ink splat by Jane Davenport splat mat. Just wanted to get some eye shading in before I start doing a little more, just to kind of set the eyes in just a little bit. And I think I'm going to do like a peachy pale brownish grayish color. If you can't see it, well, here, I'll do it down here. Basically, I'm using my splat mat to mix colors and like kind of lighten them. And right now I'm trying to make a bit of a neutral to do the ear, or the antlers. Make them kind of pale, and then also the shading for the inside of this ear. That'll just basically all be colored in. All right, I'm gonna do a really quick dry, just so those won't bleed if I make it up in that area. So I'm going to grab, this pink color. We're gonna kind of lay it on thicker now. Maybe even the base color, actually. And we're just gonna keep mixing the shadow color that I've picked in with these other colors. And I don't mind that the sketch is gonna poke through. I'm not gonna lay it on that thick, because I plan on doing colored pencil on top. And I'm trying to keep my brush a bit drier as well. Otherwise it'll thin out the paint as I'm working. Like it'll just thin it out a little too much, I should say. But it is a bit dry over here. So let me dab some colors in. Grab that darker shading color. Since there isn't a white in here, I'm kind of using the white of the paper. There is a white layer cake, but I don't know if I'm gonna use it. We'll see, we'll see. Only time will tell. You don't need to be so precious. I mean, it's just a painting in a sketchbook. A little shadow around this doohickey. Help that pop out a little. All right. Clean the brush. And we'll start working our way up to the face. Grab some of this and just lay it on a little bit thicker. Grab this pinky color that might be prettier around the cheek. And then kind of draw it out, because like I said, I'm using the white of the page. Lay this in thick. Definitely gives it a more solid vibe too when you start laying that paint down thicker. Rinse the brush a bit just to keep this little highlight on the chin, and we'll work around it. Darken this up just, oh, well, too much. Just a scotch to separate from the side of her face. But I don't want it so much that it like blends in with her hair. Okay. When I'm rinsing my brush, I'm not like thoroughly rinsing. I'm basically just dipping in water and then wiping off some of the excess paint. Because my paint is all going on the face. It's all shades of skin tone. So it's okay that if it blends together. But I do want to bring this warm color to the other side. Just bring it down this way. Bring in some cheek, jawline thing. Some furry texture, why not? Grab the original skin tone, kind of just mix them together. Add a little shadow around the horn thingy. Grab that pinky hair color. Build up a cheek. All right, we'll rinse off the brush just a scotch. Tone down that highlight because it's a bit bright. Bring in this warmer color to shadow on the eyelid and around the other side of the eye. Her eyes are obviously very wide set, so it's a little weirder. I can't like the nose is like so far apart, like the bridge of the nose. So it does look a little different, but hey, we're not mad at different. We like different. And soften this up just a little bit. She's got too much of a milk mustache happening. Soften the highlights. Let's darken in that back there. I'm just gonna use whatever this color was. Kind of make it furry, maybe add a little texture on that. I might have to go back. I could also take this skin tone and like add some lighter highlights on her darker areas if I want to, and I might. Even something like, no, it's still pretty dark down here. It looks light in the pan. It's not bright enough on the paper though. Let's give her, ooh, should I give her blue eyes? Let's do bluish green eyes. We'll start with C. Just color the whole thing because I have paint pens. And I can just add that highlight right back in. All right, gonna rinse the brush just a bit and dry the eyes a little so I can layer. I don't even remember what color I was using for the antlers. I mixed something. I think it was like this purpley color with a touch of, you know what, try this pinky skin tone. Let's do that. Just bring it in nice and thick. She's got some pretty antler things because she is fancy. Give a little rinse. Pick up some watery color. Just add a little more shading. Nice little texture. Good enough. Those might even be done. All right, let's finish up the eyes. Well, I don't know, finish them up, but let's add some of this urchin color because it's pretty. Use it for the dark part of the eye. Let's add just a touch of the dark rum for the pupilly area and like the area right under the eyelid where the shadow would cast. And with green eyes, I usually like to add a yellow, but I don't really see a yellow. But we're gonna go with this yellowy green, just lay it on lightly. Ooh. Sometimes cool and warm colors look so good next to each other. And sometimes I muck it up. That's fine though, I can live with that. Let's grab the dark brown. Do her eyebrows. Well, that is just a bit much. I just wanted to drag that color out. I had a lot of pigment on the brush. And this side. I mean, I really don't know why I'm doing like this because I could just, you know, go over with a pencil when I'm done, which I probably will still do that anyway, just add a little texture. And I'm not too concerned about her eyes. like the outline of them, because again, I think I'll do that with colored pencil, but oh, my brush split a little and made a weird line. That's fine. All right, a little shading on the nose. Yeah, get some of that pigment off. These are super pigmented. If you didn't know, like if you don't have the layer cakes, they are practically pigment. Oh, I should definitely do her lips. I have a really dry brush, and it's a little bit big for the job, but here I am using it. I feel like I should do a little dark brown mixed with some of the dark skin tone that I used. A little watery. I should be, smart about this and test on some paper, but I want to just add a little shadow there, little dimply shadows. Just some of those I should probably color that eyelid. Leaks. Some of the shadows, like the crease in the eyelids, the hard shadow from like the nose, all those little hard shadows we can make a little bit darker. Just to help it pop out a little bit more. A little more contrast. That works for me. Let's get to her hair. Kind of want to add like a dark blue into the hair. Let's see if that's going to be a mistake, just on the ends. And maybe not on all of her hair. And I just want to blur it up. This is going to be difficult. Maybe I should just stick with brown. Oh no. I'll just do it on these little parts here. Those might get completely covered up because I'm scared. Give everything a bit of a dry. Let's get that brown, that dark brown in that hair. I'm just coloring it solid back here because that hair is in shadow. And even down here I can do that. Makes life easy. And I am adding, I know I said not to puddle, but don't put them away with a puddle of water. But definitely, if you need to activate them, make them nice and moist, put some water in it. I haven't really decided where these highlights are at on this side. Yeah, we'll make it up as we go. Yeah, I think that's just gonna go. It'll still have a little bit of a different color because I'm not laying it on super thick. But I don't want to bother with trying to make it perfect. And all this hair over here is basically in shadow. Like there's not going to be a lot of light hitting it until you get out to like this part, but it's right on the crease of the journal, which is never fun to paint on. Especially when you're trying to do like a highlight. So we'll just keep it like that. Actually, I could do dark like right behind the ear. And then just kind of cheat it out before it dries too much. Just to give that idea. Plus it pops the ear out a little bit. Get this just to help make her skin stand out. Help pop that little horn up. I say horn. Is it an antler on a doe that doesn't have antlers? We don't know. Adding a bit more water. And now this area will have more of a highlight thing happening. So we're just gonna drag that color up. I just put way too much pigment on the brush. So now it's just coloring it all in. Clean that brush off. And pull some of that pigment off. Alright, I think I just need a little more water over here. My brush was getting a little too dry. Bring it down here. Kind of do the same thing where it's dark behind the ear. I mean, this is a nice area to get some highlights in. And it would be the same up there, I just didn't do it very well. All right, now I'm gonna pick a lighter shade. Give that a, well, I don't need to dry it. I'm gonna use a lighter shade and see if I like that mixed in, just to give it a little more of an opaque feeling. Kind of take it out of that watercolor area. Don't think it's necessary. Not really adding much to it. Do want just a little bit of something else down here though. All right, let's work on solidifying those holly berries. Or not the holly berries, the leaves. This one could be a little bit darker and a little less highlighty just because it's on the dark side of the picture. Rinse the brush just a little bit and soften some of these highlights. Don't need to be so dramatic, am I right? And I'm tempted to bring in this other green color. Let's try it on this one, just as like a shadow. Doesn't need to be in too much. It just makes it a little tiny bit more interesting to have another shade of green mixed in. Right, now we can work on those holly berries. Are they even called holly berries? I just call them that because, well, I have absolutely no reason why I call them that. Probably because they're berries on a holly bush, right? Those ones at the bottom don't really matter. They're so not part of the main picture. And I'm just randomly picking the red between like the purpley red and the pinky, well, like the red and like the purpley red. And they're kind of just mixing. These ones will just be dark. Okay, we might be done with the painting portion of this piece. Just adding some of that berry color into her lips, because it's pretty. Rinse my brush off, get a little of that water out, and I can drag the color around. So that part is done. So now let's bring in some colored pencils, add some details and make it exciting. But first, we need to thoroughly dry it, because if that paper is wet at all, it will tear and just get gross. So I will dry this, and you can skip that part. Lucky yous. All right, I feel like it's dry enough. I hope so. Let's move this paintbrush out of the way. I don't need you anymore, thank you. And I'm gonna start with the colors that I originally started with to like do the sketch, and add colored pencils as deemed necessary. So, you're dry, right, babe? Right, okay. So where the paint is on quite thick, it might scratch it off. I don't know. Also, do I care? No. And you shouldn't care either, because it's all about having fun. You can't sweat the small stuff, right? Isn't that a saying? Is that just a little shading under there? Kind of want to get a lighter brown. This one's quite dark for the whole thing. Are you a good color? You're a great color. Who's a good little color? Light umber. Because it just doesn't need to be that dark over here. Although, light umber, you're already out. Listen, we're gonna go a little more orangey. Oh, how quickly you can be replaced. Burnt ochre. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit better, a little warmer. I was gonna use this color for the more like these interior lines. I don't know why I'm using it for the outline. And then we'll switch to the dark umber for the outline, since it's next to such dark hair. Little fuzzy bits on her ear. And yeah, let's really get in here. Probably need to bring in the dark umber for this area. Nice nostril to breathe out of. Who doesn't love that? And we can definitely use it for the lashes. Just kind of build up around. Add that eyelid in. Texture in the eyebrow. Probably don't really need it for this side. I'm gonna use it for this part though, just because again, it's in the shadow. Add some little floofs. Little floofs. Texture. Little eyelid. Wants to close her eyes every now and then. I will use the dark red for her lips. What is this, raspberry? Raspberry framboise. A little shading to darken up that upper lip just a little bit. And before I forget, I always forget. So before I forget, I just want to lighten that up just a little bit. I know it's still visible, but it's not as noticeable. I guess I could try my white colored pencil, but I need to clean it first. It has yellow all over it. Yeah, whatever. I could also add a little white in here. Oh, maybe I'll give her white freckles with my paint pen too. A nod to that, you know, how I was gonna make the white nose area and I blew it. That's all right though. She's still turning out pretty cute. Do these white highlights. Also, like laying down the wax, I can go over it again with the paint pen and it will brighten it up because it's sitting on top of wax, but also like it can be scratched off, so you need to be careful with it. Maybe I'll add like little textures. Not adding too much. Outline the berries. Ooh, I can even do a bit of shading because this is darker than the paint. Bring in the white just a scotch. Just like, yeah, these are berries too, but they're not very shiny ones. They're just hidden. Oh, raise your hand if you love art. Me. It's just fun to lay down the colors. It's not every piece I do turns out. I know people think that, but it is not true. I just don't share them. Although when I do my journal flips during the lives, you're gonna see them all. There's not a ton. I say all, like every other page is a piece I don't like, but it's not true. I like art. I like my art. And I hope you like your art too. Oh yeah, the little berries down here. The less important, but still part of the piece berries. That's what we're calling them. I hope she used like skin glue for that, because girl, if you use like a pen or a hot glue gun, that's gonna hurt. This is like a weird purpley color. Do I even have a color that works for that? It's almost the same color. It needs to be a darker version of this. Darker version of that. Like that's too purple, but I might go that way. I could also just use like one of these warm grays. Talking to myself, trying to work it out. What color are you? Rosy beige. Do you work? You might be too light. And yet, you're working. Ooh, rosy beige, you're pretty. Why don't I use you more? I might do a white little scratchy outline with the paint pen on this, just to make it stand out a little bit more. Also, you know how I love to do like weird, scratchy, sketchy looking stuff at the end. Her eye color is also kind of strange. Scrap piece of paper. This side is probably better because it's not blue. That is too light, but in the right direction. Here's another color I never use. What are you? Kelly green. Yep, you're the one I'm looking for. You're the one that I want. You are the only one. Sharpening you now. Add a bit of line work with this. And I still want to add a little touch of yellow in the eye. I just love like yellow in the eyes when it's green. But I'm gonna do a chartreuse instead of a straight yellow. So it still brightens it up, adds a little life, but it's not terribly overpowering as her eyes start glowing. And then we'll do white after we get that red off of it. Just a little white glimmer. And we'll do the paint. Oh wait, maybe I'll add a little shading in her eye first. The whites of her eyes are a little bright. I'm gonna go gray. What color we got? 30% warm French gray. Just a little bit. They were a little stark. And a little pink. Kind of keeping it in that berry color just because I got the berry. Well, this doesn't even match the berry color. Whatever. Okay, I'm lazy. It was the closest pink there was. And now we'll do some white paint pen. Go over the white part that I did with the colored pencil. I'll add a little bit on the tear duct. A little white down here. On the waterline, which she doesn't really have a waterline. For whatever reason, I didn't really give her one. All right. Give her some white freckles. It might be, I should have used I have a light beige paint pen, which I might use to go over these lines because they're a bit bright. A little highlight. I feel like she could have a little extra oomph in the eye. A couple more little freckly dots because they're adorable. Also, it distracts from imperfections that I may have. Let's see, where is I have my lights off, so I can't see very well. In the dark. Let's see. I just cover these up. That's a little better. Now it looks like white freckles in the shadow. Just tones them down a little bit. Thank you, Jane Davenport, Pinpoint Paint Pens. Got all the colors, because I need all the colors. And then we'll just kind of do like a white scratchy thing around the horns, because I think it adds interest, and people are like, why is it all scratchy and sketchy? Because that's what I wanted. It adds so much energy with so little effort to a piece. It's almost like lightning going around. Maybe it is lightning, we don't know her story. I'm gonna add a little highlight to some of the berries. Or probably all of them, because who doesn't love a nice highlighted berry, am I right? Even the non-important berries. A little dab. Alright, girl, you got some nice, well, I was gonna say she got some nice berries, but that just sounds inappropriate. I'm gonna use this green color. Was this the green one? Green ochre. And kind of bring back some of these lines. Anybody else work with their mouth hanging open? Oh. All right, and I'm gonna take that dark brown and try and bring some life into her hair. Because as it is right now, it's kind of like, I don't know. I didn't put too much effort into it, which is my laziness. So we'll just add movement. A couple of pencil strokes. Kind of screwed up. I didn't want that to look quite like that. But it's there now, and we're living with it. It's kind of the same idea with the white paint pen, like adding some movement and interest. It's just brown instead of white now. I mean, you can see like that half, it's a little more interesting than that half. In my opinion, you might think I'm making a huge mistake in ruining my picture, but that's fine, that's up to you. Art is in the eye of the beholder. Just want to bring in some of these necklines and her shoulder. And what was I doing? Who am I? And back to brown. And it's so easy to go overboard when doing this, so I'm gonna stop there. And bring in the white, just add a little bit of highlight. Just because I was really lazy when painting and didn't really do highlights. And just some, I don't even need to put them on that side. That's fine over there. Just because I'm me, I want to bring in some of this teal. I kind of want to outline her in it. Why? Because I like this color. And we're not doing a solid outline. But just the pop of color around, I think, looks nice. Especially next to a nice rich brown. Also, I want to make Jenna's husband Noah happy by adding some teal. So Noah, if you're watching, you're welcome. And maybe I do want to add some yellow and a pop of neon pink. Maybe, I don't know. Who am I? Who do I think I am? Just some subtle bits here and there, just to make people be like, what? Put a little yellow on it. A little yellow in here. I'm gonna add a little yellow to her eye, because I didn't before, and I want to now. Add a little warmth to some of the berries. It's just fun to kind of just change up the colors a little bit. It's so subtle, but like, it makes them warm, almost like glowing from within. And you know what, maybe I'll bring this color in. Ooh, that's nice. Just around some of the berries. Maybe even bring it in. Again, this is one of those things that's really easy to overdo, so maybe I should just stop. You guys, I think we did it. Yeah, there we have our little holiday doe with antlery horn thingies going to a Christmas party. She looks good. I think she's cute. Oh, I did okay. Wait, no, before I go, let's add some little shoulder freckles. For reals though this time, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You know how much I appreciate it. I love you guys. I hope you have a great holiday season, whatever you celebrate. I hope it's magical and wonderful. It's gotta be better than last year, am I right? Because last year was like, what the hell? So anyway, here we go. I am off to go hang out with Rocky for a little bit, and then I'll probably have to do another video. So thanks for hanging out. Love you guys. Like and subscribe. Please share if you liked it and you thought other people might like it. That would really help me out. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye. Ba-doop-boop. Oh my god, my coffee.